Dude, I've seen two of you sweeties in the last week, and the sweetie that I didn't see has got beautiful. He's got sweetie news.
Guys, I'm off the market.
Fellas,
I'm sorry. I put out a text to everybody in my contacts, and I said, if you love me now, you gotta tell me because I'm proposing. And my fiance found out about that. She was not happy, but
it's all right. So Jack had a line out the door.
I had to be sure,
Yeah,
Jack had to know all my options.
Jack had one of those things where it was just like a public fuck. He just like laid on a table for like all afternoon and just let any and everyone who just needed to get one out before it was over. And now he's a married man, or he's going to be a married man. So congratulations.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Yep.
Congrats.
This is all from my top G knowledge.
I was gonna say, is that top G?
Can you be a G?
Yeah,
and be locked out?
Because I have to get. He said,
dude, top G's have good internet. Top G's have internet
that
stake. Yeah, I was gonna say you've been glitching for like 6 episodes.
I don't know why. I have fiber. You guys come in clear on my end.
My Springfield internet's showing you up.
Damn, dude. And I was just down there this weekend.
One modem down.
I was down there this weekend. I went up and I gave the one modem a kiss. I was like, thanks for staying connected for all these weeks, for 45 weeks of sweetness.
Almost a year, buddy. Almost a year of pop culture rehab.
It's a beautiful thing.
No way. It almost is a year.
Has been.
Whew.
But Dad, dude, I don't know top G. I don't know if you can be top G and be married.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, because she's my first wife. I'm gonna have multiple.
Oh,
just
okay.
like the top G.
That was the part that glitched out.
I'm adding to my collection of wives.
Yes. She's like the Corvette that you're gonna park in the garage.
My Bugatti, vroom.
Yeah, then you got to get the weekend rider.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
Well, congratulations, dude. That's phenomenal. So,
I appreciate it, guys. That's very kind of you. I appreciate the good wishes.
Yeah, well, like I said, I've seen the other two though. I saw the front office. He came up here.
Yeah, right.
He took a little trip up to the Louis Dog, and we had a time.
Did we
2
ever?
times? So actually,
twice.
Did you get any Louis delicacies like I did while you were there?
Oh, have to.
Well, we went to Helen's
twice.
Yeah. Oh, you indulged in some Helen's? Hell yeah.
Yeah, so we ate Emos, but we went to Helen's for sure.
I imagine the trip to Helen's included some kind of wing or a wing sandwich.
What did you get?
We got
a bunch of T-Ravs. You got the pizza. You got pizza.
I got pizza. We got the Cajun shrimp that were really good. The Saigoons, of course.
Saigoons.
Bro, shout out Helen. Shout out Cybergs if you're in the St. Louis area.
Yeah, shout out.
It's literally the best.
Front office, when you said the word Saigoon, I had to swallow my spit because my mouth just started salivating like a fucking. I was like, "What?" Oh shit! I completely forgot.
For years, I was going there and getting just like the buffalo, the chicken tender sandwich because they had, But then when I found out that they had the sidilla, where they just fucking dice that shit up and throw it in a quesadilla, I'm like, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like
way easier to eat.
Go. Yeah, it's sex. So we had a little bit of that, but we found out after we ate. Yeah, look at this, dude. Look at the glorious menu. The girls don't look like that.
Dude, shout out the shark bites too. Shark bites.
Oh my god, the shark bites are so good.
They were out.
They were out of shark bites. So we ordered. So the only reason we got the Cajun shrimp is because they were like, all right, they came back to she didn't know right then. She wasn't like, when we ordered them, she was like, oh, sorry, we're out of them. She was like, oh, fuck no, those are dank. Put those there in. Then she comes back over like half-assed depressed, like 30 seconds there. She's like, unfortunately, we're out of the shark bites. I'm like, damn.
Don't you know that this is the front office for pop culture rehab?
I was like, do you know who the fuck is sitting here?
I'm on.
Well, they don't know because they've never seen
rehabbers. Rehabbers, this is what you need to do right fucking here. You get both of them. You got to get both of them.
It is really it is a. I know, like you said, most people when they think of St. Louis, you come back, you get Emo's, White Castle, those things. But like, when you really get, if you're trying to get something a little more homey and like a little more like sit down, Helen's, Cyberg's, that's where to go for sure. And we got out of there right for we sat right next to the stage. And I'm all for live music, but like,
dude, their live music is hit or miss.
It's hit or miss, but it's loud as fuck. Like, it's like, bro, dude, like they got like a pop setup, and you're in a fucking like, you're like in this little home style restaurant. You're like, dude, what the fuck is going on here?
Nick, what was it? I saw the couple band that was there one time, and the lady was singing, and the guy was like playing piano, and she's reading the fucking lyrics off her phone as she's singing. It's like 3:00 on a Thursday, and I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? I had to film it. I was like, dude, somebody else has to witness this. What were you saying, Stu? Sorry.
I believe the last time I was ever at a Cyberg's was with Nick. It was like it was one of those days where we took an extra long lunch at Riverport. And we're like, we're going to Cyberg's. And I swear to God, I think it was Nico Smith, Ozzie Smith's son, doing an
American Idol
from American Idol.
Yeah,
he was doing a DJ set and singing like at Cyberg's at like lunch hour.
Dude, lunch hour.
Like, we're like, wow, Ozzie Smith's fucking kid. Cool.
Bro, were you starstruck? I would be, dude.
Not at all.
We were like, Nico, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to eat my chicken tender sandwich. Like Jesus Christ. Could you calm down a little bit? It's 1:15, okay? On a Wednesday. Chill.
Was he a little? Yeah, I was gonna say, like, did he have like a DJ name? Like,
no, I think he's just Nico.
He's trying to carry Nico
Little Wizard
goes far in that
something.
town.
I don't know.
But that was that was like the one down in like West County where we used to go off Doherty Ferry, or not Doherty Ferry, off Dorset. Yeah. But so shout out to that one. But Shannon and I live right next to the OG one now. Like, right, we go to Helen's because it's closer, and it's literally the same thing. It's like the sister, but like but we live like 5 minutes from the original one. So you go down Gravway, and there's the one with the big shark hanging, off the front of it and stuff.
Hell
like
yeah.
the OG one. But we go there all the time. Like anytime like people are coming into St. Louis, or like, one of you guys or anybody, like if you want to go somewhere,
we've gone there tons of times.
We went there that one time. Like, obviously, if we want to go out to like somewhere like real, like Shannon and I have plenty of those places in mind too, like ready to go. But if people are just like, whatever's easiest, somewhere close to the house, I'm like, Helen's. Like, that's where we're going, because like it's so fucking easy, it's so good, and it's just and it's cheap as shit. So,
and everybody knows someone that had their wedding reception there.
Dude, my grandma knew Helen Fitzgerald, the Helen Fitzgerald. My grandma used to eat fucking lunch there like twice a week back in the day.
I didn't even know that was a real person.
Hell yeah, flip over the menu. That's Helen Fitzgerald on the back, baby. That's a real person.
That's the coolest thing I've ever known about your grandma.
Yeah, she was
a single cool thing.
Bro, Patsy had a lot of cool shit about her. She was friends with a lot of cool people.
Because she got the rub from Ray.
Yeah, dude. I mean, look, no matter how she did it, whether she was blackmail or not, she still locked down a cool motherfucker like my grandma.
Whether or not she accused me of sexual harassment or not.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, dude, you've been fucking thumbing my ass for 20 years, dude. I mean, just this weekend.
But it was consensual.
This weekend, right? We go fishing. I'm standing there. I'd throw something out, and next thing I know, 2 sets of hands would come around my fucking waist, and he's like, "I'm not reeling." I'm just holding the rope.
I know I hooked one.
Jack.
Your internet.
All I heard was.
Oh, come on! That was a good Jack joke too. Fuck.
God damn it, dude!
Fuck you, internet. That was a good one.
I said Nick was probably like, I hooked one, and then Stu walked up behind him and goes, I hooked one.
That's right.
Me too, baby.
That's right.
But
we weren't catching anything else,
bro. But anyway, Cybers, shout out to those people. I'm glad that glad we got that. I'm glad that the front office got that. But we did learn something. Well, we kind of knew this when the front office was in town. We are not allowed to watch playoff games together in any sport
ever.
I never want to see his fucking face during a playoff game, literally ever again.
Are you blaming the Cavs on that?
No, listen.
Oh, that's not the only one. That's
we
the
hung
problem.
out Sunday. We hung out Sunday.
Yeah.
That Sunday, but we both agreed that he could not step foot in my house until after like 3:30 p.m. The game was at noon. Because look, the first time we ever watched a playoff game together was Stanley Cup playoff run, the Blues, right? We're on fire. He's in town. We go to his mom's house. We're all there. We order pizza, the most disgusting pizza. We know he's never tried it, so we're all just like, fuck it, we'll try it. It's near. We get it. It's gross. It's the first game back here in St. Louis. Do you remember how bad we got our ass kicked when remember how lit St. Louis was that game 1 back in St. Louis? And then we lost like 5 or 6 to 1. Just got the fucking shit beat out of us.
7-2.
7-2. So like it's a playoff game, Stanley Cup
watching
game. We're literally not paying attention like halfway through the second period. Like we've got it on mute. Like that's how bad that shit was. Okay, fast forward to this year. We're like,
this is almost worse. Almost.
We're talking weeks ahead of time, right? So like we're talking ahead of time. We're like, he's coming in Friday, Saturday. He's going to be here Thursday through like Monday or Tuesday, whatever. So we're like, okay, what days are we going to hang out? Whenever we'll get dinner, we'll do all this shit. I'm like, well, the Garcia Davis fight is that Saturday. So all this time leading up, we don't know the Cavs when they're going to play yet. We're like, okay, let's shoot for that. We'll go out to dinner on a Saturday. We'll do whatever. Gets closer. Cavs play on a Friday. We shift everything. We're like, you got to come on a Friday because the fucking Cavs are playing. Like, we'll go to Helen's.
Mitchell, fucking Darius
we'll
Garland.
Go to Helen's. We'll get a little grubby grub, and then we'll fucking shoot right back down the street home, and we'll be there for tip off. And then they scored the least amount of points of any NBA team all year long. All 32 teams, no team all year long scored 79 points in a 4-quarter game.
Oh, see,
but the Cavaliers,
one team did. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
one
the
team
Cleveland
did.
Cavaliers did in the goddamn in the playoffs against the New York Knicks. They didn't, and I don't believe they had Julius Randle in that game, or did they have Julius? I know we lost a game or two where Julius Randle didn't even play, but either way, we watched our king Evan Mobley get fucking dominated. Okay. While we sat next to each other. Jared Allen, I own a Jared. You know what you're never going to see on this show again? If you guys care about this show and you guys give a fuck about any of us and you guys want to see me wear a Jared Allen fucking jersey for the one and only time on this show, you're going to have to go back a few episodes because it's never going to happen again. Because that big 7-foot pussy had 13 fucking rebounds in five games. How are you 7 foot? How are you 7 foot tall? And you have 13 fucking rebounds in game. What game was that, Andrew? Or I'm sorry, whatever. What game was that? Fucking 4, 5. So how do
5,
you
yeah.
5? How do you have 7 foot? You basically have to duck from the ball. Like you basically have to run from the ball. It's fucking pathetic.
When you're 7 feet tall, you should be able to just throw your hands up in the air and get like rebounds. Like
Rudy Gobert.
It's sick.
Yeah, it should just happen.
Well, Rudy Gobert. We saw how Rudy played. You know,
the issue there, at least with Jarrett and Evan, is that those two are both above 6'9", 6'10". So we have 2 7-footers basically on the floor. You know, a good majority of the game, at least 25 to 30 minutes, and we're still getting out rebounded. It was actually remarkable what Robertson did to us. I was like, I don't even know what we can do besides get a new fucking center.
We made Mitchell Robinson look like fucking Wilt Chamberlain. Okay.
You made was it Brunson? You made Brunson look like a fucking all-star.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, Cleveland just got him a huge contract.
Stuart, I'm trying so hard not to ask you where the Utah Jazz were this last week, but I'm not going to. Not going to. You bastard.
Dude, we tanked. Dude, we're rebuilding.
Yeah, fuck you.
You're rebuilding with the MVP.
You're right.
Oh, wait. He's not the MVP. Sorry, that's your other team. Aren't you a Nuggets guy too?
I respect the Nuggets, but no.
I don't know. He's not in the MVP. We'll get into that.
MVP is Embiid as of today.
Yeah, so I was gonna say we're gonna start obviously with the sports a little bit right here. We're just gonna get into it, get it out of the way. Embiid. But the moral of that
Fully
story
deserved.
was me and the front office could not be anywhere near each other during playoff games because we were just literally too much bad luck in one place.
Two
But
sports, 2 teams can't do it.
Can't do it. Literally can't do it. It's disgusting. So if the Guardians are in the World Series, literally stay away from Missouri. But yeah, what Stuart was saying today, right before we got on here, they announced the MVP of the NBA, and it goes to Joel Embiid.
Well deserved.
Well deserved.
He's played fucking lights out, man.
I agree, 100%. He had my vote. The only thing I had against, they called
you
me.
You had a vote.
Dude, I'm Dabber Mysterio. Nick doesn't have one. Dabber does.
Pop culture rehab on the map, dude. Fuck yeah,
dude. Straight up, yeah.
Everybody was saying there's no way Jokic could get 3 MVPs in a row. Was that what it was going to be, or was that going to be?
Yeah.
Well, it's a damn shame
in a row
because he's so. I mean, he hasn't been in the league very much, and if you get 3, it's like okay, you're kind of in the Hall of Fame now, right?
See, we just had this conversation I don't think that's real. Like it's a fucking regular season award. Like he has been the most dominant player.
I know, but it takes so much to get a championship.
Look what he's doing right now. Even now, the only thing that anybody's ever had against him was his playoff success, and now he's literally monkey fucking the NBA in the playoffs right now. He's about to sweep the Suns, because another thing that just came out was Chris Paul's out 3 to 5 games, and that's a wrap. Yeah, so that they might get one. They might get one. My fuck me too. Suns Sixers. I actually had Suns Sixers.
KD and Booker. It felt like a wrap,
But Jokic and Denver has basically said, what was that to all of us? Because all of us basically wrote them off, which for rightful reasons. They have always kind of choked. But Jesus, I don't know if you guys saw, the other night Jamal Murray dropped just a huge nutsack worth of points. And afterwards they were like, where'd this come from? Blah, 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 whatever. They're asking him, did he expect this? It was on the NBA. It was the NBA. So it was Chuck and all of them interviewing him. And he was like, I don't know when you guys are going to, stop realizing that this is just what I do. This is how many times are we going to have this interview? These dudes are tired of the bullshit. And they're coming in and they're I don't even know what Jokic's stat line was last night. I know it was ridiculous, but they might destroy the West. It's a terrifying thing right now, because now we get LeBron, Curry.
Yeah. So last night Joker was 39, 16, and 5 on the
Say that again.
39 points, 16 rebounds, and 5 assists.
Yeah, that's look, I'm for Joel getting MVP, and like I said, I'm kind of glad he got it, because he was also, when he's on the court, that's the only thing I had against Joel was the missed games. I just think, he is also 1B in most dominant players on the court. He's ridiculous, and he plays better defense. Jokic plays literally zero defense. But I'm very happy for Joel, and I'm very happy for the Sixers. The Sixers are balling right now. He's not playing, but James Harden dropped 45 last night. So,
Nick, I gotta ask you: did Kendrick Perkins, did he scare you into voting the way you did?
Dude, is he because
he was just gonna fucking just call you out for being one of the racist white sports writers?
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, Kendrick talking about how fucking Jokic wins it because they're all racist.
Yeah,
bro. Kendrick
Nick was like, I gotta protect my street cred. I gotta vote him.
I was like, I gotta phone this one in, fellas.
What else? Kendrick Perkins. He also just said something stupid today too.
He says something stupid every fucking day.
Yeah.
He was the one.
Go ahead.
He said that he was. I'm pretty sure he's the one that said he was disgusted on how the Memphis Grizzlies were treating Dylan Brooks. So it's like, what do you mean? Do
you want to take bets on if Dylan Brooks ends up a Laker next year?
I don't think he's going to be a Laker. My buddy Adele for the peeps out there, my insider, yeah, my European insider. He says he's going to be he'll be in Houston next year, which I can totally see that. He just screams Houston to me.
I feel like they banish him off to Canada, go play with the Raptors.
Well, dude, the worst part about it is they offered him, this is like not nearly as bad as the Dennis Schroeder thing, because if you guys remember a couple years ago, I'm pretty sure it's after they won the title in the bubble, they offered Dennis Schroeder like $80 million, $70 million, and he was like, "No, I'll get that somewhere else."
Bet on himself. And then,
and then he signed for the minimum.
Horribly wrong.
He signed for the minimum. He lost $80 million and then ends up coming back to the Lakers for dog shit anyway. So now he's a Laker now, I'm pretty sure. Dennis Schroeder's a Laker now.
Yeah. He is, for sure.
But Dylan Brooks on like a smaller scale, like money-wise on a much smaller scale, but betting on himself as far as like just in general, I mean, he kind of went all the fucking way here. But dude, I think I don't know, dude. What an just an all-time oops.
Who do you think has like the worst like off season between him, like Ben Simmons, like a year or two ago, and now this, like Schroeder, Ben Simmons, and Dylan Brooks. Like,
well, Schroeder's got the all-time worst.
Ben Simmons is pretty bad.
Ben Simmons is bad for sure, but like
I will always remember that play where he didn't take the lay. He didn't even try to shoot the ball. And he forced
but you got to remember, Ben Simmons got paid through all of this.
Oh, damn right.
Ben Simmons did nothing and got paid all of that money. Then got traded to Brooklyn, did nothing, got paid again. I mean, he's literally done nothing. He's had back tightness for 2 years.
He's a meme now, though.
Me too.
Fuck it, dude. Meme.
I mean, yeah, he's a rich meme.
Money,
don't get me. Yeah,
dude,
I'd be a meme. I'd be a meme
me.
too. But I'm just saying, like, I bet he has aspirations to be a good basketball player.
Dylan Brooks turned down 2 extension offers this year earlier. That's what they're reporting today. That's what I was going to say a minute ago. Is that like the Schroeder thing is money wise is much worse because, I mean, he literally was given like almost $100 million. I mean, $80 million or whatever the fuck it was, and he got none of that basically. That's the all-time oops.
I do like how Dylan Brooks's team had to come out with a press statement and be like, he is not welcome here ever again. Yeah,
like,
that was a weird.
It wasn't. Well, that's what
under any circumstances, like bullshit. And then it's like, okay, that's a really weird. Like, I've never seen a team do that before. Where it's like, we're not going to try to get this guy in free agency. We're just going to come out and be like,
dude. Well,
you're not welcome, it all dude.
Up. Like, dude, they were like, well, Ja Morant started it with the whole. He said, well.
Yeah,
him. First of all, him personally turning down the contract extensions this year, and then that's a huge fuck up for that guy. But you know, he's fucking up a lot of shit. You know, Ja Morant, they're cruising, and then Ja Morant starts I'm fine in the West. Then all the gun shit happens. He's gone. Whatever. He comes back. Dylan Brooks gets an even bigger head because now he's become like the fucking focal point. You know, and then he gets to the postseason, starts shit talking LeBron, calling him old, just being like disrespectful shit, like not even like
good shit. Locker room.
Yeah, doing all this stuff, and then apparently they like wanted him to tone this down, and then he does the shit where like he loses and avoids the press. Every game they lost, they walked out for the press got there. Like there's not a bigger bitch move than to talk all that shit in the media, and then when you lose, run away from reporters 4 times. I mean, like that's
it sounds like in a couple months he's gonna be really hurting for that $25,000 fine he had to pay for each one of those availabilities. He might be hurting for that.
But in all reality, I do think he's going to get it. I mean, he averaged, I think it was like 14 or something, but the last couple of years he was like 18, 17. Like his scoring came down this year. He's still a good defender. You know, I mean, he's a good 3-and-D player. It's just, you know, he just needs to shut his fucking mouth or pick your battles, because when you're a young team like that and you've got all this steam, and then like you basically call LeBron out, and like if you're already going to have your hands full with the Lakers, and then to just make it worse I mean, they said that in their statement. Like their statement was, next year we're going to have a different approach with trash to the game without the trash talking. And he I said it. So I dropped a video earlier on all of the platforms talking about this. The GM came out and said we had self-inflicted distractions in the playoffs, and like basically saying like Dylan Brooks wouldn't shut the fuck up, and it's like, oops. So when you do that and you're not that good, I mean, like you can talk a little bit and be like Lance Stevenson was, blowing in ears and stuff, but like when you're talking that much shit, like when you're calling LeBron an old man and you don't respect him until he gives you 40, bro, you better be Damian Lillard. You know what I'm saying? Like you better be
yeah,
fucking
for sure.
Like
you can even be Patrick Beverly.
Like just be somebody. Yeah, but don't do that.
You have to be known for sure. It was disrespectful. LeBron put him in his place. Nobody is shocked. Did anybody really think that series was going to end any other way? Because I certainly did not.
No, I'm surprised it went 6. To be completely honest,
agreed.
Did you see the caption LeBron put on that photo afterwards, where he was like, "If you ever see me fighting a fucking grizzly in the woods, save the bear." Like, and it was a fucking picture of him flexing after dunking. Like, bro, get the fuck out. Like, he not only
got somebody to Photoshop that for him, or how did that work? Do you think?
Well, no, it was just him. Like, it was just a picture of him, like from the night before, like as he had dunked and flexed, and then that was just the caption to his photo.
Oh, okay.
He just wrote that caption basically.
I thought you said there was like he was fighting a grizzly bear in the woods, because that would be a sweet fucking Instagram from Bron. Like, I was like, how did I not see that?
But like all the meanings that could have now, because now it's like, damn, dude, you see me like not. I mean, he not only just eliminated Dylan Brooks, gave him all the points he asked for. He then got him kicked off his own team. I mean, like,
cost that man his job.
He cost him his job,
and that's not the first man that he's forced to lose a job in the NBA. Let's just.
He's literally just joining a long list of oops.
Dude, yeah. What if Bronny gets drafted by the Grizz? That'd be so fucking sick.
Never.
That'd be wild. Bronny is like the only person that hasn't committed yet either in that fucking for that class. He needs to.
He still hasn't.
He is not committed yet.
Oh,
so
taking his time.
LeBron James is that caliber of player. It's like he's been around so long, and obviously, just totally dominant. It's like he doesn't have very many chips left on his shoulder, so don't give him any, because he's really going to take advantage of that opportunity. Yeah, don't give him chips.
That's all he needed was a little bit of. But yeah. But anyway, we can kind of move on from NBA. We don't want to fucking drown the whole thing on this. But yeah, we'll next week we'll come back. There'll be more to chitty chat about. We got some good matchups. The Heat, Kevin Love being a factor for the Heat's gonna make me fucking just never watch sports again. But we'll talk about that next
You're not
week.
Happy for the boy?
I'm very happy for Kevin, but I'm not happy that we gave him away for fucking nothing, and then we got out rebounded by a bunch of pussies in the playoffs, and he's out here putting up fucking doubles. Like,
you know who likes to board? Kevin fucking Love. Just for men. Just for men loves to board.
That's Salt and Pepper
that's
does.
what I call him, dude.
Watching him throw 80-foot beams to people on the highlight reel, like those passes,
it's fucking disgusting. They literally just acted like, hey, he's won a championship, Colby. Let's not trade him. But whatever. Go, Kevin. I hope he does. But Jimmy Butler's not playing, so he's got that sprained ankle. So we'll see. I don't know if they got enough with just
That's a big ask.
Yeah, that's a big ask. I mean, Jimmy's been playing like a fucking superhero, so that's rough. I mean, and the Knicks are playing out of their mind. So right now, it's 31-29 New York, start of the second quarter. But like I said, next week we'll come back. We'll have a little more updates. We'll be I don't know if we may be through some of these. I think some of these may still be going on, but more than likely by next episode we'll have we'll get the conference finals after this, right? So the conference finals after this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
conference finals.
Yes, sir. So exciting times lie ahead. But anyway, the other big thing in sports that's going on, which we will kind of go through quickly, because if not, we'll be here till tomorrow, because we like to go and we like to talk about shit, is the NFL draft. We just had the NFL draft. Big fucking day.
God.
A lot of big things. Jack's O'Godding, because His team drafted Will Levis.
I don't know what they were thinking the entire draft. I know we needed the tackle. That was a good pick, but you got Derrick Henry still on the team, and you draft a running back in the 3rd round, and we don't have a wide receiver. Like, our only wide receiver is Treylon Burks. There's no other like guys that have played like legitimate snaps. I guess Nick Westbrook-Akine maybe, but there's that's our wide receiver too, is Nick Westbrook-Akine. So we don't have any wide receivers. So I don't know, man. Hopefully Will Levis is I mean, I love Ryan Tannehill, but he looks like a younger version of Ryan Tannehill. So not like somebody.
Well, what do you think about the coach? What is it, Vrabel? Who's your coach? Is it Vrabel?
I love
still?
Vrabel. Yeah.
What do you think about him saying that he's 3rd on the depth chart? He's going to start behind Willis.
I mean, that's coach speak, you know.
Yeah. But do you? But yeah. But so
like
do you think
the best guy gets the job? Malik Willis.
Do you think he?
As a
yeah.
Titan.
You think he beats him out for sure?
Oh, easy. Yeah, with the draft capital they put into Will Levis, and I don't know if you guys remember this, but
didn't they draft him in the same spot?
Friend of the program, Josh Dobbs, had to come in for 2 games last year for the Titans and start, and Malik Willis was healthy. So the Malik Willis experiment is completely over in my mind. And Josh Dobbs played pretty serviceably.
Josh Dobbs' number is going to be hanging in the rafters in Cleveland. So he's back where he belongs. Thank God.
Yeah, buddy.
Speaking of Cleveland had a very well. Did you want? I mean, I know. So before we get to Cleveland? Who's the tackle? Is that the Skowronek guy or Skowronski?
Skowronski. He's the guy with the baby arms.
Yes, that's the guy that you said.
Yeah. I did a live stream during the draft for the first 10 picks. No, he's definitely going to be a guard eventually. He won't probably stay as a tackle, but he's like the guy that like for a fact is going to be on your line for like 10 years, and you can move him around.
Fine. I liked him as a prospect.
They filled a total need with that 1st round pick for sure.
Oh yeah, the line or the Titans had the worst offensive line and wide receivers last year, so the offensive line made sense. But then we didn't draft a wide receiver till round 7. So don't really understand that.
No way, this guy Colton Dowell is going to be anything, right?
No, he went to UT Martin, which is like a really tiny school that plays
like a little white
Chattanooga.
Sounds like a little white
dude. That sounds like a guy that gets cut before training camp.
He does have like freak. He has like a freak RAS score, which is like the athletic score that they do. He is a freak athlete, so maybe they can coach him up a little bit. But I'm not optimistic.
Here, I'm gonna look at him and say, "Oh, ain't it?"
Ain't it?
I thought you were going to give me some
ain't got a
surprises.
picture. Oh shit, Zach Fox.
Dude, he's a blast. He's a blast from the past.
Find out. Fuck around and find out.
Oh,
Fuck around and find out. Bro, that's a future Hall of Famer. Zoom in on that mustache, dude.
Fuck, it is.
One
can only hope. But no, we decided to draft the guy who
our wide receiver too. Westbrook-Akine's he's got to better watch his ass because my boy, he's from Lebanon. Where's he from? Lebanon, Missouri?
Lebanon,
Tennessee.
Oh,
I was gonna say, damn. He's
pretty tall.
He's one of us.
Nice weight. I mean,
no, he's like I said, his what is it? Like athletic score, his 40-yard dash, all that stuff is like what you want to see. But no, we drafted the guy who puts mayonnaise in his coffee to be our quarterback for the next, decade. So we'll see how
Eric Andre over there.
We'll see.
So gross.
We'll see how that works out
yeah,
for
dude,
us.
What a fucking weirdo.
We'll
but
be right back.
Both my teams had fucking phenomenal days.
Yeah, Nolan Smith at the end of the draft, and getting Carter at the 9.
Yeah, so we'll start with the Eagles. So Philadelphia, arguably, I mean, and I read some weird thing today where they're some weird tweet. They were saying other GMs are getting annoyed by how much praise Howie Roseman's getting.
Well,
then quit letting him fucking run shop on you boys, because that's literally what's happening.
Dude, they love those some Georgia boys.
Boy, yes, they do. And I mistake. Correct me if I'm wrong. They made the trade for DeAndre Swift, who is also a Georgia boy. Correct?
Yeah,
I believe DeAndre Swift went to Georgia.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's
I believe you're correct.
so it's very very good. So the draft itself. they've basically recreated the national championship defense because this year they take Jalen Carter with 9 and Nolan Smith with 30, and then last year they had Davis and Nakobe Dean, Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean. So it's like Jordan Davis was Georgia too, right? I believe, fellas. Bueller, Jordan Davis.
I don't know. I do know that Jalen Carter is a real speedster. So.
I know Nakobe Dean is. Either way, they fucking killed it. Jalen
Carter killed it too.
Damn, dude, look, watch your mouth. Okay.
I said he was a speedster. That went right past you, and then I said he killed it. You're like, oh, I see what this.
What did he do? Kill somebody in a drunk driving accident or something, or speeding or something?
I think he was racing, and 2 people he was racing died.
Damn.
It was like,
Shit.
yeah. You remember like Fast and the Furious when they would like somebody would just crash and pull off the side of the road. I think it was something that probably
ejectocito, cuz. I said, man, forget about it, cuz.
But Nolan Smith at pick 30 was insane value.
What
he hasn't stayed healthy.
Hold on. Front office was trying. Where did Jordan Davis go to school?
Georgia.
Yeah, there we go.
University of Georgia. Well done.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, Philadelphia Bulldogs. Let's go.
But as I was saying before, I was cut off so rudely by Nick. Nolan Smith.
You were cutting off the front office. He was trying to get through, and you were just
all good, baby.
It was suppression, is what that was.
Nolan Smith. He hasn't been healthy the whole time, but like when he is, he's insane. I like obviously do you think there's any downside, or do you think it's just going to build up that chemistry of that Georgia defense?
Dude, we're about to find out.
A historic defense.
We're about to find out if the best college defense can play in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I love it. I'm very here for it. I just think the Eagles are making all the right fucking moves. I mean, they lost CJ and they lost some people. All the people that they've lost, they've gone out and basically replaced or tried to at least draft a replacement, or they've traded for him or signed them. So they lose Miles Sanders. They still have Kenneth Gainwell, who is a pretty goddamn good 2 or 3 running back. I mean, he's got talent. I mean, he just always has somebody like a little better ahead of him, but speed wise and like catching. That's somebody that when we get to the Browns need a second or third running back, and we just missed out on Jerick McKinnon, who I believe just went back to the Chiefs. Kenneth Gainwell, make the call.
I think that's especially highlighted when you contrast like what the Eagles are doing versus like I consider the Eagles like one of the best teams in NFL versus the Titans, which is like, okay, think about how good that Eagles running back room is. You have Kenneth Gainwell, Penny, and now you have Swift, and you're paying that whole lot, that running back room like collectively like $5 million maybe this season tops. And the Titans are paying the Derrick Henry, who is a great running back, don't get me wrong, but they're paying him $16 million. Like, it's just anybody who doesn't think what Howie's doing is like genius is just jealous, I think, honestly, because they fleeced my Titans out of AJ Brown. And now look how that's going. So,
dude, and Darius, I mean, like everybody, we basically waved goodbye. We said goodbye to Darius Slay, and somehow he's back. Like he just makes things happen. But yeah, good shit for the Eagles. Eagles are killing it. I would say they probably had the best draft, probably the best, at least up there. There's other teams that killed it. We're not going to go through all fucking every one of these teams. We will touch on the Browns a little bit just because they, I think the Browns had a great draft. I think the Browns addressed basically every need that they had in this draft. I think Cedric Tillman was a great pick at wide receiver. I really like him. I've heard the Siaki Ika guy is pretty good. I've heard that like he's a steal. And I, and then we get the Mizzou guy down there. I don't know if he's probably just depth, but
yeah. Yeah, I also think DTR down there in round 5 will be a nice quarterback depth piece. I've heard that we're going to know immediately if he's going to be NFL material or not. And to me, those are the best people to find in the draft, where you can know after one training camp or, one season, like, is this guy cut out for it or not? And move on from.
That's a crazy name though. Dorian Thompson Robinson.
Yeah, dude.
He's a freak.
Just call him DTR. Just call him DTR. I like that. But another one highlight down there is Cameron Mitchell, who was teammates with Greg Newsome at Northwestern. So they're reunited in the backfield. He called their QB room stacked today. So we'll see, Greg. Better fucking play like it.
What did the Brownies do in this draft?
We were just talking about
no, I'm just saying big, what's the big move? Like, what do you think's gonna
receiver?
I think Cedric Tillman's I think Cedric and I think this Siaki guy at defensive tackle. I think our tackle line
and with depth on defense.
Right, depth, because that's the thing. Like, we had a great free agency, with Dalvin Tomlinson and the dude from fucking, I'm not even gonna try to say his name, from Houston. We really had a good free agency, and then now we've got depth. So like, I'm happy there. Like I said, the Tillman trade or the Tillman draft pick I like, because who knows who's going to be there after this year. I think DPJ might, and Amari, there's two people that might be gone, and now we got another big body guy who the front office sent me a thing the other day of Steve Smith was making videos of who his Steve Smith Senior, former NFL receiver, was saying like who his favorite, he thought the steal of the draft was, and this is before the draft was happening. Like, he said who he thought like was the hidden gem in the draft, and he picked Cedric Tillman. So
they did pretty good, I'd say. Now let me get this straight though. What 2024 and beyond? Do they have their draft picks? Or are they still wrapped up in the Watson trade?
Well, they gave up first.
You guys gave up a first and a second in this draft.
Shit, I'm not even sure, dude. I am probably not. I think I think next year we're probably done for the year, first and second. I think we might have a second round next year. I don't know.
Yeah,
honestly.
I think we have one more first gone, and then I think we go back in 25.
But before we move on from the draft, who do you guys think out of all the quarterbacks drafted? Because like I said, we're not going to go through all this. The big names were Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Stetson. Fuck Stetson Bennett. I know you're a big guy. You see him in his dreams, your nightmares. But who do you think ended up in the best spot? Who do you think is going to be? So I've heard Anthony Richardson has the best spot, but me and the front office were talking last night. He is probably out of all of them, the most raw talent. Like, I think he's probably got a lot to go. Like, he's a project. I don't think he's
the most gifted naturally, but definitely raw.
Yeah. I think what's really hard for me in terms of seeing Anthony Richardson actually be successful in the NFL is the 55% completion percentage in college. That's just
100%.
That's a number. That's a number that's really. I mean, when you take the next step up to the next level,
dude,
that's
for college.
I know it's I know it's the SEC. Yeah, but again, as front office pointed out, it was for Florida, who is definitely a team that likes to pass the ball and move the ball, and just I don't know. I just have a hard time with him. I know I'm saying this because my Titans drafted Will Levis, but I really do think he's the fourth best quarterback in this draft, probably. But to answer your question on who I think went to the best place, I think C.J. Stroud probably did. He's going to have at least the best wide receiver room out of all the guys that got drafted, I think, as a quarterback. So he's going to be set up for success the best. But I also do like where Hendon Hooker ended up in Detroit. He's the Tennessee quarterback. He's a little bit older, but he's really good. I like the fact that he can sit behind Jared Goff and not be rushed, and he can recover because he has that torn ACL. But he led the SEC in touchdowns and passing yards last year. I think he could be really solid. So
dude, I can't wait till he's healthy and he's at camp and Hooker is he's airing it out further than Goff could.
I mean, it's very
and the media's going to start talking about it.
To Jameson Williams, to the GOAT, to the future GOAT, once he's done serving his fucking gambling suspension. That's going to be a filthy connection down the line, hopefully.
So Stu, it sounded like you were in agreement.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I thought you said.
Tell us about. I want to hear about how Stuart feels about Stetson in LA.
I mean, he's not.
He's the only. He's 40.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
He's still a dog.
So now we've got like 41-year-old Matthew Stafford
Both Georgia
Fighting-
Bulldogs. They probably played together, right?
37-year-old Stetson, Stetson Bennett for the fuck. I mean, what is going on here? Do we think Stetson Bennett is going to be good in the NFL? Honestly, like, I mean, all jokes aside, do we think he is somewhat successful or no?
My conscience says no, but I don't doubt him anymore.
My
Jack?
mind is
he's
telling
gonna-
me no.
He's gonna go be the fucking greatest of all time in the NFL now. Like,
That'd be wild, dude.
that's just what the fuck it's gonna be. I don't question Stetson Bennett anymore. He's shattered my fucking dreams.
Yeah,
He-
not about yeah.
My dream.
I'm definitely excited. I'm interested to see what happens with him. But I agree with you guys with CJ. Yeah, and
It's not great when your
Absolutely.
prospect is already severely balding. You know what I mean? That's just not always a good look.
Dude, you can see the hairline creeping up. And can I just say real quick, I was not a fan of the Hooker pickup at Detroit. And here's the reason for that. I think, one, he's a senior, right? So he's a little bit older. He's going to be sitting behind, but he's not sitting behind in those valuable years where he's gaining, some insight to the world, I think, as you get when you have a younger quarterback sitting behind a stud like Jared. I really doubt that. I know that Jared has, might need a contract soon, but I have a hard time believing that they are going to be moving off of Jared Goff soon in Detroit after what he just did last year.
Yeah, no,
I'm
he had a
just saying.
solid.
Didn't they
of a
sign
year
him
last
too?
year.
Didn't they
I
re-sign
couldn't
Jared?
remember. I cannot remember. I
Yeah,
almost said that.
I don't
but
want to say he does. Yeah, I don't want to say he did either. But part of me, or at least I know that they at least talked about it. Like, I remember them saying that there was talks. But
I think the thing about Hendon Hooker is not necessarily like what he's going to learn behind Goff, and maybe I did say that a little bit, but I think that's just like an added bonus. I think what it is for me more is that he's going to get time to recover that torn ACL. They're not going to expect him to, lead the team in training camp, and so that
Gotcha.
That
makes sense.
we'll see. We'll see.
We'll
But
see.
Bryce Young, he's the man of the hour, though, right? You guys think the Panthers can? Are they bottom of the barrel again next year? It's
Yes.
going to take a while to dig them out of that hole. They got a
Yeah.
new coach.
Miles Sanders
what
and
do you
Adam
mean?
Thielen doesn't.
I was like, Adam Thielen's there, guys. What do you mean?
Yeah,
34-year-old Adam Thielen. Yeah,
Yeah,
Those are-
I feel
they're
that
on
way.
a 3-year deal.
All right. So other than the draft, so yeah, so we'll see what we're going to be talking plenty about them coming up this year because we have our fantasy draft coming up here, our dynasty draft coming up here in the next couple months, and some of these rookies will end up on our fantasy team. So we'll be talking about them. We'll be following them. But we're coming up on about 50 minutes here, so we're trying to keep our shit. Jesus Christ, get that off my screen. Dude, that guy looks. That's one of those incest babies that barks.
He is from
This
Tennessee,
is
so
soft white underbelly quarterback.
Yeah. But dude, but that's funny because that fucking moving on from the draft, like that article about those incest families I read on Vice. And Jack has Vice as his background today because we have found out that Vice is going bankrupt. Thank
Wait,
God.
what? I just got a job here.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
at work right now, bro.
Damn,
Wait, what?
dude.
You're the last.
Or you might
one,
want to. Is that your computer or is that like one that they lended you? Or is this a lender?
I'm on Vice's internet. That's why it's probably cutting out, dude. They're
Yeah, I
about
was
to pull
gonna
the
say,
plug
no
on this.
shit.
You might
You
want to
don't have
update your
internet.
resume, bro. Keep that shit fresh.
Bro.
Dude, so the fucking
it
what
is
are they a
funny, though.
subculture of? Or what are they a sub thing of? Is Vice their own thing or were they like a smaller like company under
Started off like as like a skate mag, really, and there was like a scene mag. They talked about music and stuff, and then they just started getting into they've been around since like the fucking 80s.
dude?
Like,
And like
Vice was cool because it was like at one point it was kind of like Hunter S. Thompson with the Gonzo
All
journalism.
Gonzo, yeah.
Like dudes would just embed themselves in the story. If they knew there was a warlord in Africa, they would just go get on a plane and like just go get dropped in the middle of the heat and just interview people. And then the quality just got horrible. But there was, I guess, Viceland was a show for a while too. Do you guys remember Viceland?
On
Dude,
HBO.
on HBO, yeah. I used to like.
Yeah, it was cool. And well, they also had a Vice music thing. They had a Tim Armstrong. Remember when Tim Armstrong was doing that ska show, that punk rock ska show, where he was like narrating that thing, and like 2 episodes in, they stopped. But like it was like all too. They always have like cool shit, but then like, what happened? Like, I want to know, where did this turn happen? Because dude, you can't find a good Vice article nowadays, which is why they're going bankrupt.
They kind of started in the last year. I think they kind of noticed that they were struggling, so they started to try to go back to what they were doing, what made them fucking great. And in the last year, like, they've actually had some really good content, long form video essays like they used to, really engaging shit. But I think it's just too little, too late.
Too little, too late. Yeah, dude.
Dude,
like
they always sent out that guy who is like 94 pounds soaking wet to go like do heroin in the middle of like Afghanistan, just like smoking
pharmacopoeia.
Yeah, dude,
something like that. Something, I can't remember his name, but Pharmacopoeia was like the brand of his show. Dude, I remember watching that for sure.
I like the old shit when it was like still just Shane Smith and he's just going out there getting drunk with everybody. He's like, I'm gonna go get hammered in North Korea.
I remember when ISIS was a big deal, those motherfuckers were like, they like joined ISIS. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had like a fucking 5-part series of like,
they're like teaching the fucking
ISIS.
They're teaching the string bead dude how to like launch a rocket launcher. They're like, he has like it over his shoulder. He's like, they were really nice. They all invited me in for tea, and we ate with our hands, and then we plotted the destruction of America.
So will Vice be no more? Is this just going to be the end of Vice, or is this one of those we file for bankruptcies, we're going to kind of start over type things? Like,
I'm sure someone will buy them up for pennies on the dollar because they had
like you said, they're trying to rebound. They've been making good shit again.
MSNBC threw money at them at their height and like pumped them up. Disney threw money at them and pumped them up. But now it's just like the diminishing returns because
dude, remember when before Vice was like my news thing, like when they were like in their heyday, like their good shit. Remember when Huffington Post was pretty cool? Huffington Post used to like back in the day was tight. Dude, growing up, I used to I thought the Huffington Post was tight.
It was always opinion based, and I read it a lot. I used to read a lot, probably around like 2009, 2010. But yeah, God, that went to shit.
Dude, it went to shit bad. That's another one that I just can't even. But like, yeah, I don't know that Vice is making good shit anymore because like I just don't like, dude. It's literally like how do fucking like I mean like I don't even know like their articles are so out there. Like it's just like they're just shit that nobody cares about. Like they're all just these weird. It's almost like they're trying to be funny, but they're not. But then like they're not trying to be funny. It's almost like they're trying to be edgy and like they're trying to just blow your mind. It's almost like it's all like a attention grab. Like that's all it is. Like it's just like they're just trying
10 ways sticking vodka laced tampons up your ass will make you see the antidote. You're like, what the fuck are you? It's just like
dude.
It's just like a fucking Mad Lib.
Why you should guzzle Kool-Aid through your asshole? You know what I'm saying? Instead of drink it through your mouth. You're like, dude, that sounds cool. Even if it's a health benefit, I'm just gonna keep drinking fucking Kool-Aid through my mouth. Like, I'm not.
Dude, if I ever try to get on the Huffington Post from Tennessee, it's like a Chinese state sponsor message pops up on my computer. And it's like, what? Your IP address has been logged. Please report to the mandatory detention center immediately. I'm like, fuck.
No, they
actually let you get a job at Vice.
I was just checking to see what the most recent thing that I'd seen on Vice. 1 month ago, they released a video, like a mini documentary about green jelly.
Help! I'm obsessed with this vibrating dildo bouncy ball. Help me!
Groundbreaking shit. Like that's the shit. Oh, is that Fred Durst?
Yeah, dude.
You better believe it.
Yeah.
Let's
Meet
go,
the guy helping new metal trend again.
Okay, well maybe Vice isn't that bad. If we're out here, if we're trying to reignite new metal.
If they're all about that he said, she said bullshit, yeah, I'm here for it.
Like,
man.
yeah, dude.
You gotta quit talking that shit, punk.
And like I said, a month ago, they were shining a light on fucking green jelly. And green jelly's the shit.
Who were? Vice?
Vice, yeah. They did like a 15-minute documentary, like, traveling with green jelly.
This shit will suck your clit off.
Dude, no wonder everybody in Utah they're terrible, but they can't beat their dicks off in between basketball games.
Nick, are you wearing a wearable vibrating prostate massager right now?
Not yet. I will after I get off and read this article.
Well, you can save up to 25%.
25. Yeah, I was gonna say after he gets his 25%.
That's what I'm saying.
Off.
Hopefully, we need to get off here soon because I don't want it to expire. I need to make sure. Hopefully, it's buy one get one free.
Do you think you've
Stuart's
ever
coming
met
into town?
Do you think you've ever met anybody in the wild who has one of those vibrating like sex toys in them? Do you think that's just very rare and nobody actually does that?
Yeah, I think that's probably bullshit. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm sure in LA,
Dude, imagine
they probably do some weird shit in LA.
Nick, you're just like talking to me. You're like, I have the prostate massager in. I'm just like, ugh. Like,
every once in a while, we see Jack's eyes roll back. We're like, what the fuck is going on over there?
Who's calling you right now? Just bzzz. I'm like,
Jack, I think your phone's ringing. You're like, no, dude, that's my balloon knot.
That's my prostate
that's
massager,
so funny.
bro.
That's fucking hilarious. But yeah, that's good shit. I'm glad that Vice is going bankrupt because fuck Vice. They really fell off. But I mean, if they're really trying to make a comeback, like Stuart's saying, and they're making good shit, and they're highlighting green jelly, then like somebody buy them. Maybe pop culture will buy them.
If the price is right, what is a bankrupt company even worth?
Dude, Stuart's been working for fucking for the pro for fucking years now. He's got to have some 401k money saved up. So we fucking take a little bit out of there, fucking slap it down on the table, say, look, Vice.
Look, COVID's ruined my 401k, okay?
It's all right, dude.
Ruined my 401k.
Well, you don't have to tell Vice that. We'll just be like, look, we're offering more than anybody else. I promise. And then we'll fucking do it. We'll drop Jack off in Afghanistan and fucking we'll get to the bottom of shit. We'll get Jack on opium in a field. Dude,
I always thought that'd be the best job in the world. Just get sent to a random place and get the scoop. I'd be so down for it. I'd be perfect for the job for Vice.
Well, maybe after we get our body armor sponsor, we'll use some of that money for to buy Vice.
Liquid death.
Well, fuck, dude, you're the one. You need to get on it. Tell these. Shit.
I do like the idea of Stu losing all of his money during COVID, not because of anything related to the stock market, but because he's like, I'm gonna bring bat soup to the United States, and then that shit happens. He's like, fuck,
dude,
no market.
And the worst part about it is he's trying to rebound, but he can't because he's spending fucking $50 for a case of liquid death water. So can we, one, cut the prices, and two, can you sponsor us? Because we will make Travis Barker commercials. I'll make a fucking hilarious thing about what was the thing about the what did you get with the Travis Barker thing?
Oh God.
Fuck. It was something sexual, right? It was like a vibrator, wasn't it?
Oh, God damn it. What was
it? Cock ring?
Here we are, home of the people that can't remember fucking anything. Travis Barker.
A vibrating drumstick.
No, that would be cool though. Cool. Enema of the state.
Enema of the state. Yeah, it was an enema kit.
Yeah, with that you get a signed can of Liquid Death signed by Travis Barker and a Liquid Death enema bulb, so you could cleanse your colon with fresh.
In honor of Enema, their album Enema of the State.
Give it to us one more time.
Stuart, flash the can. Give us the can.
One more time, just so
Liquid Death. Look at that smile, dude. Tell me,
dude,
that right there, that's a fucking billboard, baby.
Now, Stu, put your ankles over your head go on that bed, put your ankles above your head, and show us how to give yourself an enema.
Yeah, Stuart, do an enema.
Do an enema, dude. Real quick.
I saw Bert Kreischer was doing coffee enemas on Instagram last week.
Bert Kreischer's a fucking moron.
Yeah, dude, sick. They all did. Everyone in the room did a coffee enema. But anyway,
together,
clip that cuteness, and we're gonna make a fucking plea to death, to Liquid Death. But yeah, please. Good shit. Before we get out of here, I guess we could maybe fit one more thing in here quickly. We're at an hour, about 15 minutes. Do we want to talk about the twins with one vagina that only one's got a boyfriend, or do we want to talk about? Well, actually, that can be talked about. Let's talk about what do you want to talk about? That or the writers?
About cults and tanks.
Yeah, let's talk about. You got the video queued up? Do we got that video?
Of course.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So
was
we'll
made my
talk about
fucking
the
day.
writer strike. They're not going anywhere. So we'll talk about that next week. Late night TV's in fucking trouble, but it's all been garbage anyway. So who cares? And then there's conjoined twins who've got, 2 twins, 1 pussy, 1 boyfriend. We'll talk about that next week too, because that is juicy. And I can't wait to talk about that.
That's a reality
But-
TV show. Wait.
But
pussy is juicy.
I don't know. We don't know. We have to fucking get the fucking boyfriend on here. We got to get him on here for an interview, and we got to get the guy who does strip club lunches.
Oh yes, Yiddy lunch.
Yeti lunch. He
I
just
love-
commented on. I just got a bunch of comments or likes on one of his videos because I was like, he was talking about like something about how their buttholes are clean, and I'm like, bro, I was like, if I can't eat a salad out of that knot, like keep that asshole at home. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, like, bro, don't even bring that asshole to work. But we got to get Yeti lunch on.
we
here.
gotta get Yiddy lunch on the show.
We got to. So we will
That's a
we will
hero.
try to make that happen. You thought our interview. You thought what's
Stay Baby.
Stay Baby was
Stay
tight.
Baby.
Who he's been kind of radio silent. We're gonna Yeti lunch might happen. We're gonna try to make that
Yiddy
happen.
lunch will have a
Dude,
better.
Stay Baby's gonna be
impact.
like, I was in solitary confinement, guys. Sorry, haven't talked to you in a while.
Sorry guys, I
They
got
found,
into a
they
fight.
found the phone.
They found all my phones. But anyway, so Stuart, lead us into this one.
well, in Springfield, Missouri, there is a mega church called James River, and they have quickly gained the reputation of just into some cult-like behavior. Just last month, they were the church that claimed that they prayed for a woman's toe to grow back. You remember that?
No, but that's fucking.
That was,
Sick.
they made, it was national news like a month ago that they prayed and they had a lady's toes grow back. She had them
Did it
amputate,
work?
3 toes. They say it did, but they won't prove it.
Bro,
The
how can you not
devil-
prove it? Are the toes there or not? What do you mean?
John Lindell, the pastor, he went out there and he made a statement where he's like, yes, it all happened. I have proof. I have it on video. But to protect he said, to protect my sheep, I will not release the
He called
video.
them sheep,
Yeah, I know, right?
dude. So
Is he Mike Lindell's brother?
He's as much of a fucking shyster as that guy. Yeah,
have you ever
Hell
been?
yeah.
You've been to the church, right? So
I have
were
visited
saying you-
this church. It's an amphitheater. I mean, it's a giant auditorium, probably 1,000, 2,000 seats out. It's a giant building, and they have an extraordinary Christmas pageant that I try to go to every year because, as a man of science, it pains me, but it's also like I have a dark sense of humor, so it's entertaining it to so many different degrees as to how crazy the American Christian church has become. And so you watch this extravagant, which we're 45 minutes away from Branson. Fuck Branson, the greatest show on earth. And by earth I mean the Ozarks. The greatest show is at this church in Springfield. And so it's backflips on fucking bicycles and motorcycles doing fucking going off ramps, flamethrowers, Trans-Siberian Orchestra metal, crazy
Well, that's
light
the only
shows.
trans things they're doing at that church.
The
I can
only
tell you
trans
that.
thing they're doing. And it's the most extravagant Christmas pageant you've ever seen in your life. And you watch it and you think, how many hungry people could have been fed? How many homeless people could have been bedded? Like, how much change could have been made? And instead, I'm sitting
they
here.
lost money. They fucking lost.
Well, it's free to go. There's no admission price to go to. You just show up because they do it over a week. They do like 6 shows over a weekend, and they just churn them out. So I go to a couple of years ago. I went to 2 shows in one weekend because I went with my wife, and then I called Mikey, and I was like, "Mike, you won't believe the shit I just saw." And he's like, "Okay." I was like, "Explain it to me." And I said, "What are you doing tomorrow morning?" We'll go to them tomorrow morning one. So I saw it a night and the very next morning, and Mike was at a loss for words for what he saw. But no, like no price of admission. They're giving you free hot cocoa. They're throwing like cookies at you and shit. They're giving like giant Galapagos tortoises to small sick children, and you're like, that's like a 150-year responsibility, but they don't give a fuck because it's all tax free. And like they're giving
these guys sound low key sick as fuck.
They sound like some people I'm trying to kick it with.
It's sick.
You keep saying everything like it's a negative, and I'm like, I'm here.
No, I love it. I love it as much as I hate it.
Okay, so
they just had their men's strength conference because I guess masculinity is under attack in America. We all know this.
Hell yeah, dude. So take away that green M&M.
So there is a annual men's conference they have here at the JQH, John Q. Hammond's Arena, and this video that we have is just a small taste of what true masculinity in the church means.
Let's go! Fired up for office,
dude. I am pumped. All right, boys.
Have you not seen it?
Well, I've watched it once, but I was trying to be trying to hype up the listeners, the rehabbers out there.
Well, yeah, you motherfuckers better be pumped. If you didn't believe in God before,
this will make you question everything.
They're barring no expenses for Jesus. So for you that aren't watching, they're on a lifting stage and a tank is in the middle of this.
Fireworks, American flag, flyers.
Who's the band?
And 4 Toyota Corollas.
It's just guys from the church.
A Christian version of Steel Panther.
And here comes a tank driven by Chuck Norris, shooting machine guns.
Be the Steel Cross.
With the cut-off blue jean vest.
Running over real cars.
Go.
Welcome to Missouri, boys.
Those are cars that somebody donated to Goodwill for like the homeless, and they're like, no, dude, fuck it. They're like,
yeah,
we got a better use for them.
They brought a tank.
Yeah, that's real. That's a real fucking tank.
It's a real tank.
This is a Midwestern church
in Missouri.
Missouri. It's Springfield.
What would happen if Jesus just walked into that
room? They would shoot him with that tank. That's what they would do.
He would go, "This isn't right," and they're like,
"Some Middle Eastern guy
communist," and then run him over with the tank. Oh my god!
They're like, you're supposed to get up on the tank and say, "Let he who has not sinned crush the first Corolla," or something along those lines.
He'd be like, "Fuck this! I'm going back home. You guys are ungrateful as fuck."
He goes, "I didn't die for these sins, motherfuckers."
Hot coke. Would you make this hot cocoa with water or milk? They're like, "This tastes like shit." Just cheap ass hot. No marshmallows.
It's so out of control.
This is so sick, and it's sold out as fuck. Look at the crowd.
Yeah, there's a women's conference every year, and there's a men's conference every year.
That could be the thumbnail right there.
This could be the thumbnail right here. Just still.
Yeah, we got to get that broad on the tank, and then we'll get Stuart photoshopped coming out of the top of the tank.
Dude, they're packed.
So it's like is the men's conference like crushing cars, and the women's conference is just like a baking seminar or something?
Yeah, what is
for the church?
So like, what is church? What is the strength? Like, are they lifting? Is it like a strongman competition where they're lifting? Obviously, this is just like the intro, right?
No,
or is this like somebody proving like this is their act?
Well, Nick, it's funny you say that because I noticed it wasn't called the Stronger Men Competition. It was called the Stronger Men Conference, which is just a way funnier image in my head of like let's have a meeting of all the strongest men, not a competition, just a meeting.
No, I mean it's if it's anything like the Christmas pageant. That what you just saw is just a small part of a much larger. Like the shenanigans don't end.
Dude, we got to have a limit for this for Christmas. Yeah. We might need to make a trip down there.
If you guys all come down to Springfield, Missouri, and we go to the James River Church Christmas pageant, and we take pictures, we film it, and we document it.
I will GoPro the whole thing.
And we document it, and then we come back here, and on the pod we just dissect and just try to
just like that one kid
did news.
Like that one kid who what's the guy Andrew? Who's the guy that we can't really talk about anymore because he's a sexual predator, but he made that good movie
the Channel
on HBO.
5 kid.
Yeah, like that. We're just like, I want to interview guys there. Like, tell me why you're so into this. Like, tell me, like, I want to know. Like, I want to talk to those people and get.
We find
their
out it's
side.
50% dudes just like Stuart who are there just to mock it. Like,
like
wish.
literally half the crowd.
half the crowd's like, dude, you wouldn't believe this shit.
To become a member of the church, you have to give them proof of income. You have to show them like your W-2s, proof of income, so they know how much you make. That way they could come to you and say, hey, you're not tithing enough. They want you to give 10% of everything to the church. And because it's an auditorium filled with so many people, 10% of that, you get a fucking tank.
So at least they give you a tank.
And they're not renting a tank. That's a Waco tank. That's one of those tank. we use it for show, but if the government shows up anytime, like we literally have a fucking working tank. This bitch will confront you at the gates.
You won't catch us slacking again, dude. After Waco, bro.
Bro, the ATF's has got something coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got another thing coming.
We're gonna
surprise,
be difficult
surprise.
to handle.
We got fucking candy on the tank.
but you have to prove how much you make when you join the church. These are the people that claim. Just last month made news for regrowing toes, and then they make headlines like every year somehow.
So they're like Andrew Tate, just no brokies allowed. They had
a sermon where they claimed that yoga was satanic, and so they forbid everybody in the church from doing yoga.
Of course it is.
And then at the same time, they started up a class that you would have to pay for, where it was called like Bible stretching, and it's basically just fucking yoga. They're like, don't do this, but do this and give us money. Oh, and then they're like huge in the trunk or treat circuit. Don't go, get poisoned by a stranger at their house. Come to the church and trunk or treat with us, so that the church is a facet of every detail of your fucking life, where you can't escape us.
Okay, if these people though that are running the fucking tank thing are running my life, they're gonna probably run it way more badass and cool than I could ever even imagine. I mean, fucking
Maybe.
Chuck Norris shooting dual assault weapons out of a tank, like fucking Wile E. Coyote or whatever that guy's, Elmer Fudd style. Dude, yeah. I'm here for it.
Like I said, come on down, dude.
Bro,
yeah, I might never leave.
They need to nuke the middle of this country. That's what they need to do. They need to. The United States military need to invade.
The fact that like within an hour of me, I've got this bullshit, and then somehow Jim Baker is still like thriving in his compound in Branson. It's such a fucking headache that I'm like, I'm surrounded by fucking morons.
Yeah, well, we might have to come up there for that. That'd be interesting. I want to talk to these people. I want to know more about them. I want to know like what joy this brings them. Does this bring them closer to God when they see a monster truck run over cars? Like, it's just things I want to know. So,
what do you think?
But where are we at? Do you think? I mean, where are we at? About hour 15? Should we call it? I think this is a good show, don't you?
I feel good about it.
It's always a good show, baby.
Jack, you look lost.
Yeah, I was just thinking about monster trucks and Jesus, and I think about Gravedigger and Jesus being buried alive and coming back.
Dude, that's raw as fuck.
That'd be a pretty cool show.
Well, it would be, and I think that we got to incorporate that tank in the fucking some way this week, because that's super titties. But this has been episode 45. Thank you guys again. This is episode Pop Culture Rehab. We appreciate. Sorry we weren't around last week. We took a little week off. We didn't mention that. We were kind of just took a week off. We've been running it. We've been grinding. So we all just said that we needed to take a week off. We had some shit going on. So thank you guys. Sorry for the support. Sorry for the week off. And not providing. But make sure you're fucking click. Yeah, Jesus provide. If you wanted it, just go to go to church. Go to that church. But make sure you guys are hitting the bell. Make sure you guys subscribe to YouTube. Like, this is what we need. We need subscribers on YouTube. I'm finding out that helps you quite a bit. So make sure you're fucking subscribing. If you're watching our shit, just hit us to subscribe. Even if you mute us afterwards, just get us the subscriber number. That's what we need. So make sure you follow us on all of our social medias. It's PCR Pod on TikTok, and then Pop Culture Rehab on everything else. But make sure you're following
PCR Pod on Twitter, Pop
PCR
Culture Rehab
Twitter.
on everything else.
What did I say? TikTok?
Yeah.
PCR Pod on Twitter. Everything else is the Pop Culture Rehab. But make sure you're following our YouTube shorts and our TikTok page. That's where we're posting the most. We'll see you guys next week. You guys have a good rest of your week. Spring is fucking here. Go Toronto Maple Leafs. That's who I'm rooting for.